Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jimmy Butler trade only enhances need for Warriors to reunite with former guard. Jimmy Butler had a dream start to life with the Golden State Warriors on Saturday night, at least after halftime, as the 35-year-old's 18 second-half points helped the visitors to a stunning come-from-behind victory. The inside scoring, ability to get to the free throw line and sheer superstar presence were all evident against the Chicago Bulls, with Butler going for 25 points and breaking a franchise record for made free throws in a Warrior debut. While Butler has already started to solve a number of issues, Golden State still have question marks around their starting lineup and rotation. In particular, most fans would suggest that having Buddy Hield as the starting two-guard is a less than ideal scenario given the veteran sharpshooter's form over the past few months. While the need for the Warriors to reunite with DeAnthony Melton has already been outlined here, this has only been enhanced by the franchise's decision to trade Andrew Wiggins and other pieces for Butler last week. In his brief tenure with Golden State to start the season, Melton looked like a perfect fit next to Stephen Curry in the backcourt. In his two starts, the 26-year-old averaged 16.5 points, 7.0 rebounds and 3.0 assists, while also making 7 of his 14 three-point attempts. More importantly, the Warriors won both games against two quality teams in the Oklahoma City Thunder, on the road, and the Dallas Mavericks. Golden State's downfall essentially coincided with Melton's injury, and certainly wasn't halted by his departure as the franchise traded him to the Brooklyn Nets for Dennis Schroeder. In many ways, Melton's injury paved the way for Butler given Schroeder was moved on after less than 2 months in the blockbuster trade, but that doesn't change the fact that it's now almost more important for the Warriors to try and bring back the two-way guard in free agency. Having seen what Melton could do earlier in the season, just imagine him now in an even more complementary role, playing alongside both Curry and Butler. His perimeter defense would be even more important given the departure of Wiggins, which combined with his catch-and-shoot ability would make for the perfect role player to fit in at the shooting guard spot between Golden State's new superstar duo. Of course, this is all under the premise of a fully fit and healthy version of Melton. Yet if the Warriors can reacquire him on a 1-year, prove-it minimum contract this offseason, that could be a key piece to the puzzle in the franchise trying to return to championship contention. Steph Curry might be dethroned as NBA three-point king. Since splashing onto the scene for the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry has been the three-point king. His revolutionary shot has changed the course of basketball forever, and no one comes close as a sniper. Though Curry is the GOAT shooter and has led the association in threes per game every year since 2020, two young studs are on his heels. Curry hasn't made the most threes so far this year, but on a per-game basis, he's still number 1 at 4.4 threes made a game. The player who leads the league in total threes is a semi-surprise Minnesota Timberwolves superstar. Anthony Edwards has transformed his game. The athletic scorer has always shot a lot of threes, but he's knocking them down at an unprecedented clip this season. Edwards was shooting 42% on 9.93 PA before torching the Cavs, shooting 8 of 15 from deep last night. Players have shot with that efficiency on that volume, only the greats like Steph and Klay Thompson, but those guys are known for their range. Edwards was considered a slasher who could take over the game in Kobe Bryant-Michael Jordan fashion. He's worked extremely hard to fix his jumper, which was already solid. Edwards reportedly saw Damian Lillard's shot up close and personal, the rest was history. Edwards has shot 7 threes a game almost every season of his young career. He's getting volume at a young age that Steph could only dream up. Steph didn't get 7 threes up per game until his 4th season. The percentages are truly impressive from Edwards. He's leading the league in total threes and can take the per-game average with this constant barrage of triples. Curry has been on a tear since the Warriors added Jimmy Butler, so it won't be easy, but Edwards is coming. LaMelo Ball is also on the brink of Steph's 4.4 threes made a game. He doesn't have the efficiency of those two, but his volume is otherworldly. Ball has the green light to take any triple at any time. He's implemented one-leg threes in his game, which seems gimmicky, but watch that move start a trend like James Harden's step-backs years ago. The step-back is a staple in all great on-ball players' games, and the one-legged three could be the future. Every revolutionary aspect of basketball seemed crazy until it wasn't. See Curry shooting double-digit threes a game in 2016. Ball has surpassed that mark as he leads the league, shooting 12.2 threes nightly. He is shooting less than 34% from deep but is netting 4.1 threes a game. Ball's efficiency is a clear question mark, but the talent is too good to ignore. With his green light, he can pass up Edwards and Steph in threes made per game, but they're hotter and more consistent than him despite his extreme volume. Kevin Durant breaks silence on Suns trade talks with Warriors. Kevin Durant said he understood why his name was in the trade rumor mill amid reports that he was blindsided by the Phoenix Suns' talks with the Golden State Warriors, his former team. "It's just business," man, Durant told reporters following the Suns' February 10th practice. "It's part of business. Everybody is bought and sold in this league. Anybody can be up for auction. So I understand that. It's just about getting back on the court, trying to go out there and play the game that I love." ESPN's Brian Windhorst and Ramona Shelburne reported that a multi-team trade framework that would have seen Durant return to Golden State was discussed before he got wind of it and ultimately thumbed it down. The three-way talks even expanded to loop in Washington. Those talks included Butler, Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga, Wizards center Jonas Valanciunas, 2 first-round picks from the Warriors, and 2 second-round picks, one each from the Heat and Warriors, and pick swaps going to the Suns, sources said. The Warriors would have received Durant, while the Heat could have received Wiggins, Cleveland's 2025 first-round pick, via Phoenix, Dennis Schroeder and Kyle Anderson, Windhorst and Shelburne wrote. According to the ESPN report, the Suns wanted Butler and shake things up amid the team's struggles this season and their mediocre 26-26 record. The Suns are currently fighting with the Warriors and the Sacramento Kings for the last play-in berth. Trading Durant was their only pathway as Bradley Beal was adamant in not waiving his no-trade clause. "I've been around noise before. I understand the business," Durant told reporters. "That's what we all signed up for." The Warriors were emboldened by the shocking Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis swap between the Dallas Mavericks and Los Angeles Lakers ahead of the NBA trade deadline. After Doncic, a 25-year-old five-time All-NBA player who has yet to reach his prime, was traded, every star on the league was put on notice. Even Durant, a 15-time NBA All-Star and an 11-time All-NBA player and a former league MVP. "Nobody's above the system," Durant said. "As much as how much status I got and how much I've acquired in this league, you're still not above the business, and I've always understood that." Durant explained that his great NBA resume is a double-edged sword. "When you build yourself up to be this great and you do it for this long, expletive, like that happens," Durant told reporters. "It's not a bad thing that people around the league want me to play for them. It's not a bad thing. My organization here is fighting off people to keep me on a team or even dangle me in a trade. Part of being in high demand." Now that he survived the NBA trade deadline, the chatter shifts to his future in Phoenix after this season. Durant bypassed a one-year, $60 million contract extension before this season. He will be eligible for a 2-year, $120 million maximum extension in the offseason. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.